Good afternoon. Welcome back, race fans. We believe we've ironed out most of our internet issues out here for the afternoon, so we're back, and we're with the Roughneck Racing triple header. It's ninth gear broadcasting. Luke in the booth joined alongside Kevin as always. Kevin, how are we doing this afternoon?
Man, I'm excited for this one, Luke. This is the triple header, but there are three different series. We have the Underdog series, we have the Super Spirit series, and then we have the Speed series. So getting things started with the Underdog series, I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Kevin. And we're out on my favorite track out here, Talladega, at the over 2.5 mile super speedway, and we're in the trucks out here. One of my favorite vehicles to run out here, so I'm very excited for this one. What are you looking for out here tonight, Kevin? In terms of the drivers, what are you anticipating out here for this triple?
Well,
header?
as we know, the Underdog series has an ineligible list. So there's guys that can't make it because they're too good at the game, basically. So we have a 15 car field out here, but there's no pros that we talk to very often, very good drivers.
Sorry,
So
guys.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a
Pretty good,
different dynamic to this one, with it being, some different drivers out here.
And once again, you do see over there on the right side, the
Alright, we'll pass
radios
90.
are on tonight.
75, 60, 50, 40.
We're reading off
30.
the payouts. Didn't really get to hear it, but it sounds like I'm assuming it's going to be probably like your top five. We have a 15 car field out here as it reads, Kevin, but they're starting to pace around right now. If you want to go and get the grid rolling, we might as well.
Yeah, and how about on your pole tonight, Chris Walker getting it done with the best lap out here? We've seen him on the pole before. Kenny Real on his outside, Vicente Guerrero and Corey Wright on the second row, Mark Vondell and Axel Smith third row, Chris Ramsey and Cameron Craighead, Trevor Asbernoff and Sterling Tice, Josh McCullough and Chris Melton, Chris McCullough and Kenny McCullough, and John Darnell rounding out your 15 car field out here.
No, Bondi.
And it's a strong field out here, like we said. You know, none of the big pros out here or anything, but still a very strong field nonetheless. They're pacing around out here. It's going to take them a little while with it being Talladega, but just getting a little early look around out here. A lot of the schemes we're used to out here, Kevin, but I am seeing a couple of them that
There it is. I was waiting
that
on
are
that.
shining a little bit. We might have to take a look at here later. Just getting a look, little preview. Ooh.
He says that shit, but he don't mean it.
Yeah, we're in the trucks
Gotta
first
admit, Luke-
tonight. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, a little reverse.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've got to admit, I think this is the race of the night I'm
He's
most
hoping all
excited
y'all
for. The
upside
Underdog
down.
series, I really couldn't tell you who's gonna win this
Yeah,
thing.
with
I
him
couldn't
on the
tell you who's
track.
got a good shot. I think it's a very
That's what we
evenly
might do.
matched up group of 15 guys out here, and I think we're gonna see
Every
some
time he
tight
goes to
racing.
the lead, I'll drop back.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
Shoulder back.
I was going to honestly ask you the exact same question. Which race are you most excited for out here?
Damn near him
But
and Mark
Yeah, what about
drive
you?
today.
I have to agree. I was honestly leaning in the
Yeah, yeah.
exact same direction. And you know this is my favorite
Yeah.
track with the
Well,
trucks,
they
but
make the same
on
face
top
on
of that,
the
like you said, the
track when I drive
diversity of the drivers and the uncertainty of who's going to win. But we'll have to see out here as the pace car is making its way in for the first time. And it's the big Bruce Walker going to be leading it off out here on the inside line with Kenny Real on his outside. We're getting ready to go green.
Absolutely. Here we go. The first green flag of the named Underdog series. So here we go.
Green, green,
Green
green.
flag
Let's go
in the
racing.
air. Here we go. Chris Walker with a decent jump. That outside line's
Mark's
moving already.
trying to get back in. If he gets in and we have a caution, he gets the lap flag, right?
See him.
Not side by side even right now. Chris Walker not going to be able to clear through 1 and 2 of Kenny Real, but that inside line's still working pretty well.
And we know they're up to speed now. It's the big Bruce Walker leading on that inside line right now. They seem to have the speed right now, but as always, that outside line on the backstretch starts to gain a bit of momentum, and now they're door to door. Kenny Real and Chris Walker for the lead.
Push.
Kenny Real asking for the push, but doesn't seem like they're going to give it to him, as Walker's now going to get up in front of him, leaving the inside now for Vicente Guerrero.
Yeah, Chris Walker dropping back low in front of the 14 car of Guerrero. They're swirling around a little bit, but so far it's pretty straight on 2 wide racing. We're seeing Mark Vondell down 2 laps, but everyone else is, sitting in that main pack still.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there, but one caution, he's right back in it. Or, well, not really.
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
if it's
Maybe.
a technical
Yeah.
thing, they
Maybe.
might make him pick up
We'll
his
see.
laps.
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, it's the first race of the evening out here. 40 laps. Chris Walker still leading this thing. He's done a lot of line swapping out here. It seems the outside has the most vehicles at the moment, and that's where he likes to go to keep the speed going. As soon as I say that, him and Kenny Reel now drop down to the inside. Corey Wright now leading the outside.
Yeah, and that inside line seems to be working through the turns. I know when we get to the backstretch, that outside line gets some speed, but I think Chris Walker's pretty content where he's sitting right now.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He's, getting to test each one of these lines out here, see what's working, and he's been doing pretty good at it so far. He's still retaining the lead.
Ooh, Kenny Reel gets a little squirrely on that bottom line as Vicente Guerrero is trying to make a run up on his outside, and they straighten that back out. A little bit of a check up on the inside, but nothing too dangerous. Kenny Reel's now going to be your race leader.
Going into turn 3. Still too wide. Haven't really seen him peek at that outside line much or anything yet, but we're still very early on in this thing. Chris Walker making the jump to the high line now. He's stranding Kenny Reel.
That left a lot of space on that inside line. That's going to be a good run for the outside line. Clear by 2. Vicente drops down. Chris Walker's going to lead on the outside, but Vicente Guerrero is going to taste his first lead of the night as he goes low and might even clear back up high if he does want it.
Yeah, and he's got it, no doubt. But I don't think he's going to take it as that outside line's starting to work now, and they're getting that speed going.
Right, he's really pushing
Chris Walker
up there to almost clear him coming
Just
into
about.
turn 3. It's very back and forth.
Oh, yeah. I will say, Kevin, too many laps of this really, really tough pushing like we just saw right there, and these things will start to overheat. So,
yeah.
Another thing we got to keep in mind out here, the guys in front of the pusher is going to maybe trying to give them a little bit of room going into these turns, hopefully.
Yeah, the best drivers know the best middle ground out here, so, they might cool off for a few laps, or they might just, have a strategy where, hey, through the turns I'll go higher, give you some air, something like that to make sure that they can get through 40 laps of this. Mark Vondell now reading down 1 lap, so.
Yeah, and he seems to have made it up.
Not quite sure.
No idea how, but he did it.
What nitrous he put in there, or I don't know.
Mark Vondell, the wizard of the night, he has gained a lap back like magic. And he is now within 1 lap of this thing, so if a caution does come out, he's definitely back on the lead lap. Signature map right now, you see him up there at the top of the screen. He's going into turn 3 right now as the rest of the guys are going into 1, so he's got a decent bit of space in between him and the leaders to avoid going down a second lap. But we're seeing a little bit of 3 wide back there, but it ain't much, but that third line's starting to work. They're getting cars now. Corey Wright slides up there. Sorry, not Corey Wright, Axel Smith. Chris Walker going up for the push. He's going to get a good bump. He's not quite clear. Going to have to ride that third line a little longer. Trying to get a little bit of side draft there, maybe. Now it's Kenny Reel leading. Slides up to the second line. Chris Walker and Axel Smith still on that third line. It's just the 2 of them now. That outside line really trying to get as much side draft out of them as they can. They know they're down drivers. They need to do everything they can to try to keep up.
Seems to be kind of working.
Yeah, they're keeping good pace.
Probably not too happy to be up there with only 2 cars, but the pace is there. As we're now in a 3-wide sandwich situation for Vicente Guerrero. So he's going to try to control that outside line.
And look at that third line. Chris Walker now clear on the second. He's going to take it. Stranding Axel Smith now out there now by himself.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt Axel Smith, but that's a good move for Walker. He needed to do it.
All the way up to the inside.
A little low there. Maybe a little bit of checkup on the inside by Guerrero, but it worked, and he's now in your lead. As Axel Smith is going to fall all the way back to P11. They're doing all the hard work to get Chris Walker up there. Seeing no reward.
Corey Wright going out to the third line now.
Corey Wright going to hop out. Maybe getting too hot or something. Didn't seem like a strategic race move, but
you never know. Like I said, these trucks do overheat pretty good, you know, in a couple laps. So that very well could be the situation, but either way, it's still Chris the Big Bruce Walker leading on that second line right now. He's being pushed by Vicente Guerrero. But as soon as I say that, the Big Bruce going to slide in front of Kenny Reel on the inside line.
We're a quarter through this thing, and Chris Walker seemed to be the guy to beat out here. He's been pushed around by Kenny Reel, who's also had a taste of the lead, and your top 3 guys have all been in the lead, but the 13 car of Ramsey, I don't think has seen it yet, so a lot of lead changes so far, Luke.
Yeah, and ooh, a little squirrely there, I think, the Big Roost, but he holds it together, and he's still sliding around, going between lines 1 and 2. He definitely looks comfortable up there, no doubt. He's got the choice of any line here, and he's going to go up to 2.
And he's going to follow. Or Kenny's going to follow Josh on 3, and they're going to have the lead for a brief moment going into turns 3 and 4.
And we know how these McCulloghs can draft, so if anybody can make it work out there on that outside line with just the 2 of them, it's them.
And you know, we saw it work with Axel Smith and Chris Walker on that outside line with just 2 cars, but it doesn't seem like it's the same story. Right now, at least, we'll see what happens when we get to the backstretch, but the McCullough is fading fast.
And Axel Smith's still in a... he was in a position there where he could maybe join them, but he's going to opt to just run that second line as well. Really going to kill their draft there and make it tough for them, but they're going to try to get as much side draft out of that second line as they can going down the backstretch. There's the bump from Kenny. And look at that third line move.
Oh, they are absolutely flying up there.
Christopher McCullough now leading this thing briefly on the outs on that third line. They got 3 now.
And he drops into the bottom. Vicente Guerrero, your race leader right now. We're round and round.
Inside line really moving. Vicente Guerrero still leading that thing, being pushed by Chris Walker.
Yeah, look, and I imagine these guys can get about 25 laps on their fuel, if I had to take a guess. So I think they're going to try to split it. I mean, the window, I'd say, starts around lap 20 for these guys. So it's going to be a one-pit type of night for the most part.
See that third line starting up again now. Oh! Bit of a squirrely push there on that third line, but he holds it together. That was Christopher McCullough being pushed by the
Good recovery there.
48 of Cameron Craighead, but holds it together. A good recovery.
Vondell now down 2 laps.
And they've caught him. This much green racing, you knew it was coming, but... Trevor Asbernoff now leading this thing briefly on the outside line, getting pushed by Corey Wright. Kenny Reel on the inside being pushed by Vicente Guerrero. The Big Roost locking up with him as well. Kenny Reel going up to the high line now, going to leave the inside to Vicente Guerrero and the Big Roost.
I can't fucking get cool, VG.
Third line is really moving right now. Kenny McCullough trying to make his way all the way to the front.
Third line starting to work again.
Yeah, they've definitely tested it a few times tonight, Luke. I'd imagine some of these guys just chilling on those first and second lines, observing to see how that third line works, not wanting to use it until it's absolutely necessary.
I can't say I blame him out here. I mean, it's a risky slot to be in. I mean, you know, if anybody's getting any contact, they're probably gonna be sliding up to that wall. So definitely a scary spot to be. But it's clearly shown that that's where the speed is tonight.
Yeah, and how about Trevor Asbernoff? He's made his way up towards the front. He just fell back to the back, but Kenny Reel. This thing is really shaking up, Luke. They fanned out crazy there.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm not sure what happened with Asbernoff and Reel. I'm going back and taking a look.
Some internet problems there, buddy.
I'm hearing internet problems from somebody in the voice chat right now. Sorry. What'd you say?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what happened to Asbernoff and Reel. Just
go back and find out.
Well, looking back at it, it was just a bad push. They were both able to stay straight, but I'm trying to find out how, because it looked like Reel was about damn near sideways.
Whoa!
They both held it.
We'll watch one more angle before we go back live. Just got up into the corner of them a little bit, maybe. But they hold it together still, and we're still green!
Oh!
Oh, barely, but... I mean, holy shit, I don't know. Oh, shit! Pretzel Smith's briefly sideways, but holds it. And we're still green. Holy.
This is really going to shake things up, Luke, because this is right before that pit window opens.
Big bump, Sterling.
Exactly.
Some of these guys are going to be coming in. Some of these guys are going to be staying out. Some of these guys don't have any draft anymore.
Chris Melton on the outside by himself.
Sorry.
Briefly, but Corey Wright's going to go with him.
Best time to pit right here, and everybody broke up.
Single file. Almost all the way through there. I imagine a little nervous after being fanned out about 4 or 5 wide like we saw there for a moment.
No doubt.
We see a pack of 4 back there. Kenny Reel and Trevor Asmanoff, after that happened, they're back. And they're back with the main group now. Axel Smith and Mark Vondell behind them. They've got a hell of a lot of speed catching up to the main draft pack here. They're going to keep it, going up to that second line. Vicente Guerrero still leading this thing.
You know, a lot of these guys got caught back up together. Just looking, I mean, I'd imagine the pits are coming right around next few laps. And how
Second
about
line.
Trevor Asmanoff and Kenny Real able to make it back into the pack?
Yeah, and how about it? They fought all the way back up to the front, and they've made it. Back up with the lead, back with the lead pack now. Back in a contention spot for this one. Still anybody's race out here.
Where are you going?
From the file now, Luke, it's a possible indicator that the pits are coming soon. A lot of these guys want to be on that inside line. I want to see three on the outside right now.
Everybody in front of us.
Here they come.
Here they come.
A lot of takers here.
We
And
need to
there's
get in line and push
not-
right here.
Woo! A little bit of a hot entrance there for Kenny Real on the outside. He goes on the grass just a tad bit.
Yeah, a couple of the guys, I mean,
We gotta
I'd
put
imagine Corey Wright might have a penalty as well. Not positive, but I mean, some of those guys came in a lot faster than some of the others. We do have 4 staying out, though. Or, I'm sorry, 3 staying out.
We'll be going for
Dice, Craighead, and McCullough all opt to stay out and pick up at least another lap.
Off they go. Out of the pits.
It'll be Azranoff winning off the pits.
Didn't hold, Alex. Let's go, baby.
Here come the rest of the guys. All making their way in. Sterling Theis, Cameron Craighead, Joshua McCullough, and Mark Vondell making their way in as a group of 4.
On to him.
They're all trying to link back together. Guys in the pits on their way out now. They're starting to move. You pull up the map right now, you see them all. Ooh, Axel Smith getting a little loose.
Yeah, and as things cycle through,
Ooh, a little loose there. A car or a truck on the exit of pit.
it's going to be Trevor Asmanoff cycling back through to the lead here.
Oh!
And they're right behind him.
Joshua McCullough, he's sideways. He slams the wall.
Oh, and that's going to be first caution of the night as he
Oh,
goes hard into
man.
the wall there.
I got an unsafe pit exit. Am I be able to get that cleared or not?
It was right when they were, fading
Hell
back
no, I
together,
got a
cycling
pit
back
entrance
in.
and I didn't ask for it cleared.
I don't know. We're going to have to go back and see. It looked like a rough
Yeah,
bump.
you'll have to serve that. And Mark, if you want to get your laps back or lap back, you can.
I'm getting the word that Mark Vondell
Thanks,
is
bud. Appreciate
being
that.
allowed to
It's just
make up his
video, it's
laps.
not a big deal.
So you see Joshua McCullough on his way out of the pits.
You're lucky.
Chris
We
McCullough.
had a
Oh,
40-second hold.
I don't
Josh
know
and Chris
how
get
y'all
together
able to
there.
get out of pit road
Gets up
without spinning.
into...
I guess y'all get
who was
tires,
that?
but
Chris
I was
McCullough.
unable to
It
control
was
my
Chris
truck.
McCullough. But he holds it.
James, how many green white checkers
He
we
holds
got?
it.
Joshua, not so
Teammate
lucky.
Josh, not so lucky, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's making his way around. smoking,
that
as
one.
you can see.
Tell you what,
And not in the way that's branded on his car, I don't think.
No. And, you know, with RNR, there's no fast repairs, so that's going to be a huge hit to his evening.
Still rolling, though, so might not be the end of his night.
Maybe.
The fact that it's still driving is pretty impressive, nonetheless. He took a hard hit there.
Cameron, if you're ever adding about anything over eight gallons, you take the left side, let it hopefully get off pit road.
Alright, thanks.
And I'm sure this helps some guys on strategy, hurt
Can you
some
give,
others. I mean, we didn't see
Josh,
everyone
you
take
know,
the same amount of
who's
fuel through that
fucked
pit, so gonna be interesting to
Yeah.
see. I imagine if you took the less amount of fuel, caution's not the worst thing in the world for you.
I got a black flag for passing under yellow.
Yeah, that's going to be on the 14th, which he's already got an EOL here.
Yeah, Josh coming in now, and I'm sure that's the end of his night.
You also see Smith, Walker, Real, Wright, Craighead also in the pits making their way out. But I imagine their stay is not going to be as long as Josh McCullough.
When we go green, it's going to be Trevor Asbernoth with just about 13 laps out here to go.
And he's no stranger to being up in the front out here, Kevin. You know he's always a fun one on our interview side. So
Thank you, Jim.
Well,
know, he
especially
always-
with these triple header series, I feel
You're
like
welcome.
that's where we've talked to him the most with R&R.
oh, I know, and it's always a blast to have up here. So I imagine he's probably trying to fight to be able to come talk to us again tonight. But we'll see if he can hold on to it out here. As it's going to be Vicente Guerrero, Chris Ramsey, Chris Melton, and the rest of the guys trying to hunt him down and get the win for themselves. $15 laps to go out here before they go around again. Going to be 14 left to go when we go green out here, I do believe, and I think we're in for a treat out here, Kevin. This is the last pit situation these guys are going to need to be involved in out here, so I believe they're going to probably be cranking up the intensity knob just a little bit. And it looks like Trevor Asbernoth's going to opt for the outside here off this jump.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder, does that have something to do with who's behind him? That second row is gonna be Melton and Ramsey, so opting to go to that outside line. We're gonna see how that works out for him. And you know, maybe he's got the same thought process we have, where he thinks the intensity is gonna jump up here on this restart, and he thinks that third line is gonna get working, and he wants to be in a position where he can control that.
And can't say I blame him. I mean, we've seen that third line really having the speed out here despite being down numerous cars. So, I mean, if they get more than even 2 vehicles out there on that third line, I'd say it'd definitely be a wise choice to go up there and see if you can get the bump as well.
Especially on that backstretch. I mean, they shoot out of a cannon on that third
So
line.
fast.
Next up, we're going to be going to Legacy, Texas, in the Xfinity cars, Luke. Excited for that one? What do we think?
You know I am, Kevin, but I will say this is my first time looking at the Legacy Texas configuration. So,
You know,
big
Luke,
fan
I
of
think it'll be
the
my first as well.
yeah, big fan of the Xfinity cars, but I mean, I'm always a big fan of the Xfinity cars, but I guess we'll have to see how the track fares. I'm excited for it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm curious to see how it plays out because, I mean, in between these races, I'm going to have to do little 101 research on how the Legacy track compares, because I really don't know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah, you know, if you could believe it, Kevin, I'm in a very, very similar boat to you as well.
James is still telling me to let 48 by, but he's already in front of me.
I'll clear your blacks.
I figured you would, but I just want to make you aware.
They're making their way across the Geico restart here. We're getting ready to go green once again. The flagman's got the green flag in the air, and he's waving it. We're racing again out here.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. With 13 to go, it's going to be Asmanoff on the outside with a good jump. He's going to clear to the inside. Probably his plan all along. He's back in control of this thing.
There he goes. There's that third line starting.
This Mountain, though, making it work on that outside line still.
Trevor, I got
That middle line, I should say, with that third line coming up. Middle line,
Yeah,
he's
boy,
going
I'll
to
get
clear Asmanoff, and he's going to drop back in.
Well, squirrely out there on that third line is the big
Yeah, I
roost
see
getting a
that.
push.
Third line just can't find the momentum right now.
Sorry, Vicente, I did not realize he moved up in front of you.
There it is, 3 wide. Oh! Oh my fuck.
Holy
hooked into you.
shit.
Oh my god. I mean, just absolute carnage going into turn 1 and 2.
I mean, Chris Walker's limping. We see both the McCullows, two of the McCullows hurting.
Sente Guerrero.
Yeah, Guerrero's.
Oh boy, that was a rough one.
Go back and see what happened there. We were a little quiet leading up to that one, and
I could feel it, Kevin. I saw that 4 wide situation. I didn't want to say anything to jinx it, but we see him get 4 wide there, and that's just always a dangerous situation to be.
What happens if the session runs out of
actually the
time?
second line really, and Kenny. Just, I mean, ask Vicente's name before fucking him next time,
You
because
run that shit out.
that was a crazy wreck.
Oh yeah. Let's watch it back one more time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we got like 4 hours.
It looks like it happens there with that second line of battle. See,
Yeah, we still
right
got 3 hours, 54 minutes.
there. Second line gets.
Middle back,
I don't know who that is on the second line. They got off scot-free, but
Yeah, I always set them for 6 hours.
can we go back
So
and
we
look
don't-
real quick
that
for
never
Vicente's overhead?
Hey James, if you want to recreate an iconic moment, John Ward did one where we ran in the dark. So I'd be down.
No.
Hey, we can always do that.
I suppose not.
Appreciate you, John, for taking blame for that.
Yep.
I tried to help you, Vicente. Yeah, it's all good, man. And Kenny, it's all good, dude. I mean, it's all shit happens.
Yeah,
Luke,
I
you
couldn't
here?
see Melton when he moved up in front of you. I was pushing the hell out of you. I didn't realize he was there.
Ian.
Oh guys, guess it's just me because Luke's on mute now.
Luke just fucking hates his mic cord and he can't fucking stand it. That's why.
Okay.
What have you been saying?
I've been saying to go back and see who caused that one. Looking at Vicente's overhead, it was a green car, and he got away pretty pretty untouched. If we just watch the overhead of Vicente, I'm pretty sure we'll see.
Is that overhead of Vicente?
Yeah.
Back just a
Yeah,
little bit.
It's right there. Whoever's got those green rims with the gray car.
Oh.
Look like they came up a little. Vicente came down a little. Not quite sure who
They
that
bump a
is.
little there.
We get a read on who that is.
That would be John Darnell.
John Darnell getting up into Vicente a little as they were kind of beating and banging down the whole stretch, but
Oh yeah.
he should be fine as far as damage goes. Trevor Asbernoth's going to be leading this thing off the restart.
Yeah, but John Darnell, I think, getting the EOL there for that one. He's going to be starting from the back.
Understandably so. Kenny McCullough's still trying to work out some damage.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. He took a hard shot there. That was unfortunate for him. But the rest of the guys all caught up just about. We go in green the next time by.
I'll be taking the top.
Trevor Asbernoth once again electing to take the high line.
Yeah, and you know, if you're Sterling Tice back there on that second line, you got to be ready for it, because that outside line lost a lot of speed when Trevor took the high line and then dropped low. So see what the 12 car can do to counteract that with just 7 laps to go.
Chris Melton now giving the inside line a shot. He's going to have the lead out here on the inside, but the jump still is going to go to Trevor Asbernoth.
What'd you say, top 6, James?
Yep, top 6.
Top 6 payout, Kevin. Just got word.
Okay. Copy.
Alright, boys, pull them cocks out.
We'll be talking to
Let's go.
top 3 as per usual.
Put them on the dash.
Good luck, drivers. I was waiting for that.
Hell yeah.
Pace car's going in. You can get this one, Kevin.
Yeah, it's going to be the jump of Trevor Asbernoth on the outside line. What could be your last time going green. We'll see as they go to the Geico restart zone. And here we go. It's time to go racing. We're green here at Talladega. One car jumps out to that fourth line very early. Asbernoth's going to try to clear Melton here. He will pretty easily. Like I said, dude, that outside line just dies as the 12 car is left with nothing until Axel Smith. Oh, but they gain a few there.
Axel Smith making the
Transfers are
transfer
being
back.
made.
Yeah, everybody's swapping around right now, trying to get their footing here for these, potential last laps of the race.
Razornoff trying to hang on to what's been a turnaround race for him. He started towards the back and, with the help of a pit stop, made his way to the first place position.
Two lines really running strong right now.
Yeah, second line getting a lot of speed. We know 1 and 2's been the bread and butter for this inside, though, and it's going to be Sterling Tice not dropping in, staying high.
And another little bit of a comeback story, Kevin. Joshua McCullough was smoking earlier once in this race, and he is now running on the third line on the outside.
Got into it with a teammate earlier, and they've recovered, currently running 5th and 11th. Kenny McCullough, though, running down 2 laps after being in a violent incident.
And that's calling that likely. I mean, he slammed the outside wall.
Absolutely.
That's
Oh,
all.
speaking of which, Cameron Craighead up and over.
Oh, man. And his
We're
back
still green
bumper
out
is
here.
flipping.
Just one there.
Just one. Bumper is still off. We'll go back a little bit and take a look at that. There's still green out there.
He's running that kind of third line, trying to peek at it.
He
Kenny thinks he's going up to 3, so Kenny goes up to 2, and there's no turn signals on these vehicles, so both
No,
of them-
sir! No!
Right when we go back live.
Oh, man, that's involving a couple. Corey Wright's spinning.
Sorry, Kenny.
That's Chris Ramsey.
Right when they wreck.
Boy, the 13 goes over there.
Corey Wright as well spinning out. Mark Vondell with a very bent front bumper. That's going to bring out your third caution of the evening. See if we can figure out where that one happened.
Stay up high, Axel, for a second. Up, Axel, up.
Oh. I think Chris Ramsey just trying to
Anybody want to take
follow
blame
the
on
guy
that?
in front of him a little too much. Didn't know he wasn't clear on the
That one
outside.
should
Just
be the 13.
comes
He
right
followed,
into Trevor Azronoff,
Who was that?
who
Melvin?
holds it together
Oh,
after
Melvin.
it.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
agree.
just hoping that
Yeah.
damage isn't too bad.
Yeah, it's on me.
He did hold on to that.
On his recovery, though,
Yeah,
maybe a
I'd
little with a little bit of net code as well, getting into Corey
Let
Wright.
everybody just be honest and tell their faults. But yeah, it's on the 13.
Yep, we're hearing on the 13. Chris Ramsey is going to receive the EOL for that one.
I'm just saying, they just had one hell
I
of
think
a
Aspernoff's
record
still going to
up
be in
over
those front 2 rows, though. Chris Melton able to hang on to it the best, as he's going to be your leader off the restart. And how about the story of Josh McCullough? He's up into a second place spot.
And how about it, Kevin? He was, smoking on just a couple. I mean, I don't want to say a couple laps ago, but earlier in this race, he
Not
was
many,
completely
yeah.
smoking. And I mean, I said his race might not be over, but
Yeah.
hey, I'm about to eat my own words out here, as he is running P2 right now off this restart.
Well, yeah, I won't lie. I counted him out. I thought the damage was quite a bit. It looked like he went into that inside wall very hard. But, able to sort it out.
All right.
What the hell Kenny doing a lap down?
Speaking of sorting it out, we're going to see Kenny McCullough pick up a lap here. One more caution. He's back in this thing.
I got killed earlier and had to tow.
And Kenny said he got killed earlier and had to
I
tow.
heard somebody blow up in the back. I was in
Yeah.
it too, but I didn't know who it was.
You all right, Kenny? Yeah.
I think that's code word for fuck you, Mike.
That's all.
What did you say, Bonnie?
I said, are you all right? I said, I hit you. I bumped you just as that car wrecked in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't nothing I could do. I seen you behind me, and I knew there wasn't no time. If I slammed on my brakes, we're just screwed, so I had to take a pass.
Luke, what's the situation on green-white checkers out here?
Hey, how many overtimes are there?
Is it
So
one?
he is.
Hold on.
I bumped you at the same time.
Well, I heard someone ask it, but I haven't heard a response yet.
Just one.
Literally, as you asked it, someone said, how many overtimes we
Roger,
got?
Cleared the way for you.
I'm sure they'll ask again.
Yeah, I had 35 seconds.
As it stands, I'm only seeing. I'm only.
My wheel's all the way to the right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just knew it when I looked in my mirror how big of a run you had there
Confused.
and how close it was. If I break
I'm
there,
seeing 2
you're
flags.
not gonna be able to react to it that quick. I don't think anybody would. So.
Yeah, I couldn't really even see it until I ran into the back of you to give you a push, and then that was too late.
We're hearing a lot of explanations from the drivers of that past
It's all
incident.
good. There wasn't really nothing you could do
A
there.
couple of apologies accepted. Seems they've worked it out.
Running it out even if we get the yellow, correct?
Running it out.
And we're getting the word. We are running this out. Even if the yellow comes out, they're running it.
And 4.
And we are seeing 1 green, white checkered. Yep,
Take
what
a
we
straight
see is what we
start, yeah.
get.
Qualifying in like 7 minutes, I think.
Oh shit. I got no practice. Alright, hell yeah. This will be fun.
Me neither, bro. We can figure it out together.
Hell yeah. You're gonna be 2 cars in the catch fence, baby, with me. Taking Chris McCullough with me.
Somehow I'm in 4th in that series, so I'm hoping to stay there until Malik catches me. And all the other pros and fast guys that didn't make the first few races.
Good luck, drivers.
How many spots there? 6?
Gonna be going green this time
Okay.
by with 2 to go, no matter what.
Yep, paying top 6. 90,
Chris Melton, Josh
75,
McCullough, Axel Smith,
60,
Vicente Guerrero,
50,
and Chris Walker read your
40,
top
and
5.
30.
Alright, let's not wreck up here.
Pace car is making its way in out here for the final time at Talladega for the evening out here and at the first race of our triple header. We're seeing him roll through, approaching the Geico restart. Green, green, green. We're racing one more time at Talladega.
Here we go, 2 laps. These guys aren't pushing each other to help anymore. They're pushing each other to win. Chris Melton on the inside. Him and Axel Smith are glued together. And the second line is going to be Josh McCullough and
Down,
Chris
Josh.
Walker, who's made his way back to the front. Both of them.
Look at them. They don't have very much behind them, but
He's like lagging on the bottom.
the Big Roos is no doubt just pushing through the bumper of Josh McCullough as that back straightaway is going to be where they're getting their speed.
Absolutely. Here comes Josh
And here comes the guys
McCullough.
behind him, going to give him a big shot. And they hold it all together, as it's going to be white flag next time by. Or sorry, white flag this time by.
Yeah, and into the turns, that inside line still has the speed advantage, but I think this could be a photo finish if it stays clean because both these guys are evening out on the front stretch.
White flag, white flag. One more to go.
Chris Melton
Easy Axel.
getting a little squirrely. Josh McCullough getting pushed through the turns by Chris Walker, trying to find any speed, and here's where they're going to have to find it. Backstretch has been nice to them all day.
And here it is, door to door.
Third line trying a little bit, not much.
Not what they want on that second line. Now the question is going to be, is it enough?
Go through the turns, this inside line's going to get some more speed going. Chris Melton's going to find some speed.
Still pretty close. Here it comes, the final stretch. He's going to go up high, Chris Melton. Josh McCullough gets turned.
Oh, Josh McCullough
Hits
turns.
the wall. And they're wrecking. Oh, they're slamming like shit. Oh my god.
Chris
Holy
Melton
shit.
Axel Smith second,
Why was he
Vicente
in the
Guerrero
first
And
third.
3/4
and
the field is fucking wrecking like shit.
The field is gone.
I mean, oh my god.
Nice one, Milton.
And a great win for Chris Melton.
Thank you, thank you.
And what an exciting finish.
Man, we're gonna have to
Interview
go back
room,
and
if you don't
see.
mind,
I mean, what the
whatever,
hell
go
just
ahead and
happened?
look at the other
Because
one.
that was
And,
intense.
I actually
Oh,
did a 10-minute warm-up after qualifying, so y'all get some practice in. But get those payments in, too. This race is going to be under review after the third race tonight.
I'm
Dude,
sorry,
you
I
were
was
literally
just
sitting fucking good.
I was
What
just
were you doing?
listening. This race is going to be under review after the 3 races, so all of what we're going to be calling is unofficial as it stands.
If you were going to go up, you should have stayed the fuck up.
Well, I mean,
Goodness. I mean,
nobody's lifting in that spot is the issue.
no. And I mean, it's last lap, last turn. You're not expected to.
You can't lift right there. So what?
No
what
one's
do you do?
lifting. No
You know?
one's no one's lifting. It's just a question of everyone's foot's to the floor and who managed to hang on and stay alive. And
Nothing I could do. Cousin, whatever.
Can we go?
it is.
Hold on. I want to go on board with the.
Could've
Let me
stayed in
find what
line,
number it
you
is.
could've all cash.
94 of Chris McCullough.
I would have, but I'm 304.
Alright.
I want to see his
I don't know what
cockpit.
you want me to do. It's either that and I don't push you.
right behind the big
low,
roost,
blow up,
third place.
fall back in the car.
Peaks it high.
Yeah, you went up to block them and you slowed them down, then you still had the opportunity to go back up. But instead you kept going
Oh
up.
my god.
No, I didn't. I never
Oh
pushed
my
left. One time
Multiple
you get
cars
back on.
inside of him at this point.
Do you
That
wanna
is
get in
insane.
Jeff
He
Trump's
just
look
left the
at?
I don't
lobby
know,
immediately.
Fucking
Just
look
immediately
at
left the
Yeah.
lobby.
Turn the sim off.
I don't care what you're
Oh,
looking at. I
well,
know
as
what my
it
wheels
stands,
do.
this is the unofficial results as we speak right now. Chris Melton with the unofficial win, Axel Smith in second,
That
Guerrero
was like
third,
the dumbest
Kenny
fucking move
Real
ever.
fourth, Sterling Thies fifth, and John Darnell sixth. That is unofficial that would be the money line.
You say
All
you're
right, I'm
with
gonna
me,
get
then
your
you try
race
to
winner
tell
in
me
here to
you
talk
hate
it
me.
through a little bit. I'm gonna get Chris Melton over
I'm
here.
not trying to blow the fuck up.
Give me 1 second. Hey, Chris, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, what a finish to that race. I mean, we saw a very clean
trying
race
to
all the
hang
way
off
through,
of
and
you a
then
little
a couple
bit
cautions
on the
there
last
towards the
lap to
end, and
get
it came
10th
down to
to
a green
push
white
it to the end,
checkered.
but
You're able to hold them off when about 80% of that field didn't make it to the finish line. You want to talk us through the decision there in that final lap?
Yeah, I was the final lap. Well, on the start, I was just trying to figure out who I wanted to push me, hoping we get a good start and I get clear, but it didn't happen. And all I was thinking about is trying to block the outside line if I ever got clear. And it just it was like, soldiers going side by side for the whole time. And then finally, right at turn 3 and 4, I got clear and was able to block. And they wrecked or what. I didn't even see what happened, but
Yeah, it was absolute carnage. I think Josh McCullough got turned a little bit there, but I gotta ask. I mean, you chose to take that inside line off the restart. You chose to stay true to it. Did you think Josh and the guys on the second line were gonna make a run on that backstretch? We saw it happen a few times throughout the evening.
yeah, I was torn between bottom and top, but I was hoping I would get the jump and get clear, but I just didn't get clear. And I was like, well, I just got to fight for what I can fight for. And then, like I said, it was side by side for so long. I just figured we were going to be beating and banging to the end, but whatever happened behind, I think, slowed them down a little bit.
Yeah, and a great finish for your race at least. Getting the win out here in the first race of 3 tonight. First off, will you be running the other two? And second off, how can you carry the momentum we've seen from this race into those two?
Well, I am running the other two, but I haven't got any practice in the second one yet, so I don't know how that one's going to go.
Yep. Same for us as far as calling it goes. We're excited to see what Legacy Texas is all about. But congratulations on getting the win out here tonight, Chris. Thanks for the interview. And you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks James Wagner and James Wagner's Welding for putting us all on and supporting me and all we do here. And thank you guys for coming out and spending the night broadcasting us.
Absolutely. We appreciate you having us, Chris, and congratulations.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks. That was Chris Melton getting the win out here in the first race of 3 at Talladega. I think we're gonna maybe get one more interview in here. Not seeing second and third.
We're getting a
Chris
request
right now.
from Kenny Real to be drugged
Yeah,
for
that's
interviews.
I'm
Let's
seeing
get him in.
it,
Yeah,
but
let's get him in.
I'm not seeing him in a
Oh.
draggable channel.
Kenny, hop in a fucking channel. Get in the goddamn waiting room. It's not copyright if I sing it.
There he is.
There he is.
All right. Hey, Kenny, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
I got you.
Hey man, how about that restart? Started off ninth, I think, on the green white checker, and was able to make it up into fourth on what was a crazy wreck. You want to talk us through how that one happened?
Yeah, they started wrecking like shit. Kept her foot in it, as old Cletus would say. We were zigging and zagging, floating like a bald eagle out there, across the line forward. Don't know how we did it, but we got it done.
Absolutely, got it done. And one more thing I want to ask you about. Earlier in the race, we saw you and Trevor kind of get into it a little bit. Both were able to recover though under green. How did you make that happen?
I don't. I think a part of it was neck cone. I think he said he's seen it when he bumper hooked me. His bumper went into my rear end and kind of bumper hooked me, and then we were just able to. They kept wrecking like shit up there, being a bunch of clowns. Helped us a little bit. We got pull off 2 cars, flew past them, and caught the field. Luckily, then I overshot pit stops like a fucking idiot, but it happens. But we recovered for a P4.
Yeah, able to get it done. Absolutely. Will we see you in the next 2 races? And if so, which one are you looking forward to more?
I think I'm gonna do this Texas race. I'm gonna be terrible, but that's just because the B car sucks. And but we're definitely probably gonna do the next 2, and definitely not gonna do good here at Texas, but we're gonna try to do what we can. I'm looking forward to the next gen race.
Absolutely. We appreciate you coming by and giving us an interview, Kenny. Congratulations on getting into the money there.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. That was Kenny Real getting it done out here with a P4 finish. I want to get Vicente Guerrero in here. He got a 3rd place finish before we close out the evening. Hey, Vicente, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I sure do.
All right, first thing I want to ask is, have we been saying your name wrong this whole time?
It depends. How have you been saying?
We've been saying Vicente Guerrero.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, because
Hell yeah.
we're pretty bad with names. I won't lie to you, but I mean, how about that race? How about the finish of that race? I mean, we just watched back, and I mean, you got through that incident just by a hair there on that inside. You want to talk us through how that last lap went?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like something was going on my outside there, and I don't know if I dropped down somewhere to get away from that wreck, but I just reacted to it, and then just wanted to push that bottom lane there to get a decent finish, hopefully finish in the money, and hell, that bottom lane we finished 1, 2, 3, I think.
Absolutely. Bottom lane seemed to be the only lane that finished out here at Talladega. Will we see you in the next couple races? And, if so, you looking forward to Texas? I know a couple of the guys we've talked to already aren't looking forward to it too much.
Yeah, I mean, we're already here. I've been trying to qualify here, and I wish I would have had some practice time, but hey, we'll give it a shot. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Is qualifying right now?
Yeah, qualifying's now.
Oh, I'll be damned. We gotta run.
Looks like we're gonna have to wrap this thing up. We appreciate you coming by and give us an interview, and we wish you the best of luck in this next race. Vicente, anything you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, I want to shout out my team, Nupresta Esports, and my family here and my house.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, Vicente, and congratulations.
Thanks.
That was Vicente Guerrero getting it done out here with a P3 finish, Luke, but duty calls, and we gotta go.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a second because for some reason I still have to download this fucking track. We'll be back soon, fellas. We'll see you all on Texas here in just a few moments. We'll be back, race fans.
Hop over to the next stream, and we'll be on that one. It's already uploaded as a scheduled broadcast, but it will be on a different stream, so we'll see you then.